Ah, FTL, where it all started. I know a lot of people who get sentimental over certain video game soundtracks, whether it's Secunda, or Sweden, or We Remember, pretty much anything from the early 2000s to 2010s really. I feel like for me, Space Cruise also deserves a spot in that list. It just instantly brings you back to downloading it off their official website in 2012, before I even had a Steam account. I remember speaking to my music teacher about, specific video game soundtracks, and the way his eyes lit up when I mentioned FTL. It's great, people have memories of this. So I just wanted to take some time to talk about some games that are very near and dear to my heart. Anyways, FTL. You are a starship captain. You have intel that the Rebel fleet doesn't want you to have. Try and get the intel home from Sector 1 through 8, and that's the game. Problem is, everything in between those two is filled with bugs and pirates. Throughout this journey, the bulk of your time will be focused on managing your crew, who come in all shapes and sizes, from Rockman to Man-Man to Bugman, and several others. I mainly play the Bugman, I'm gonna be honest. Slapping 3 mantis in a med bay and watching them shred anyone who enters, good times. Each of these races has their own various strengths and weaknesses. Of course, bugs are very good at killing things, but they can't hold a hammer. Rockmen have the health of a rock, and the speed of a rock, and the fire resistance of a rock. Whereas regular humans are just okay at everything. Not particularly great at anything, mind you. Just okay. The longer you have a crew member perform a certain task, the better they get at it. If you have an NG who's constantly fixing things, hey, he's gonna get better at fixing things. If you have a human who you've just stuck in the engine room the entire game, enjoy your extra 10 evasion, he's now a god! And this is where the other half of FTL comes into play. Managing all of this. Out of all the resources at your disposal, scrap is easily the most important. You get this from killing people and solving problems. Not mutually exclusive, mind you. The reason scrap is so important is because it's what lets you upgrade your ship. That's all of these modules down here. Want stronger shields? You need scrap. Want a better engine? You need scrap. Want to put all of your scrap into weapons and then fail the game because you realized you didn't put any points into your engine? You need scrap! As for the other 3, they're pretty simple. No fuel, no travel. No missiles, no missiles. No drone parts? And, no drones. No hacking module if you've got it, but This all ends up balancing itself to be one of my favorite roguelites of all time. And, the main thing I play when my internet goes out. Which it does. Let's get this back on. Oh, hey, you made it to Sector 8. Excellent work, Captain. That intel you've been carrying has led us to one conclusion. The big ship you see on the map, yeah, that needs to die. That's the entire backbone of the Rebel fleet, and we don't really have the patience or money to deal with that, so it's up to you. Good luck! This is the final boss of FTL. It has 4 guns, 4 shields, a cloaking device, a hacking device, the keys to your house, pretty much anything a ship could want. And you're gonna have to beat it over and over and over again. After the first phase, the ship explodes and hey wait, ignore this part, open a breach, go back! Oh god, this is so much worse! Contrary to FTL, Into the Breach makes me feel stupid. It's a tile-based strategy game in which humanity's been overthrown by a giant race of bugs known as the Vec, and you have to go back in time to protect as many timelines as possible from this. Oh, my homies hate the Vec. What's interesting about Into the Breach, however, is how much it prioritizes you protecting civilians. This is your grid power. Every building you lose is a set amount of casualties and a detrimental loss to your grid power. If this reaches 0, all of the Vec show up, game over, you lose. You lose! This results in a gameplay mechanic where you're actively incentivized to throw your mech into harm's way to protect the buildings, and sometimes not even kill the bugs, just shoving them out the way so they're no longer harming people. From the various interviews and GDC talks that the devs have done, it seems like this was the main gameplay element that they were trying to focus on, and they knocked it out of the park.
The other game before is don't let your units get hurt and kill the enemy units. Well, this needed us to be, no, your units aren't that important, it's the buildings that are important.
That and the mech designs. The mech designs are amazing. When you start up a game, you'll be asked to pick a pilot and a team of mechs to accompany him. Initially, this will be Babby's first pilot and the Riftwalkers. Coincidentally, one of the best teams in the game.
The goat! The goat!
These consist of a Prime Titan, an artillery mech, and a tank, which, by the way, are to scale with the map they are currently on. This artillery mech is the size of a house. There are other mech teams as well that you can unlock through progression, such as the Rusting Hulks, for if you don't want to see, and the Hazardous mechs, for if you needed a boss killed yesterday. Those are just the ones I gravitate towards though. There are many others. Once you've chosen a team and a pilot, welcome to Earth. Or at least what's left of it. The Vec have taken everything else, it's just these 4 islands left. You can complete them in any order, with the main island being available after 2, and getting subsequently more difficult the more you progress. In no particular order, you have Blind, Cold, East London, Literal Hell, and the best one. These maps are split up into regions. Once you've completed 5, the rest will be destroyed, and a boss will appear at your corporate headquarters to try and stop you. Defeat it, and the island is secured. You can spend any reputation you've gained along the various missions. What's reputation? Reputation is the reason we read our objectives, my friend. Think of it as your form of currency, kinda like scrap in FTL. Same thing. The bosses are no slouches either. They're usually a super enhanced form of Vec, with double or even triple the health of their normal counterpart, alongside some unique special ability most of the time. But this is Bethany Jones, with Opener and a fully upgraded Prime Fist. Rocket the punch! With the 4 islands secure, all that's left now is the Vex's Hive down in the volcanoes. It's a 2-stage fight in which the first stage sees you defending power grid pylons on the surface before going down even further and defending a prototype bomb. Succeed, and you've saved humanity in this timeline with a total count of how many lives across the islands you save. Or, the realistic answer, which is crash out after the game sends this bullshit at you. Both are equally likely. In summary, I love these games. I find it amazing how Subset released 2 of the best strategy games and some of the first roguelites in their respective genre, and then just dipped. It's great. I thoroughly recommend checking out both of these on Steam, or just, whenever they go on sale. I'm sure it's frequent enough. And thank you for such a warm reception to the first video as well. And to those of you who've showed up again, don't like that. You need to make better decisions. But yeah, I think that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye. Alright, I think I found a way out of this fucking hell pit. Alright. Kill him, and then pray to God that the 26 grid defense holds out on at least one of these 2 power pylons. Ready? And, let's go. Nope. Alright, fuck this game.